Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the South Node in the ninth house in a natal horoscope. Well, as most of you know, the South Node is connected with what we may have overemphasized or accentuated a little bit more maybe than what was necessary, sometimes to our detriment. And generally, we hit the point in our life around maybe approximately age 30 where we realize that it's kind of like monotonous. It's been there, done that. I refer to this as the redundant spot in a horoscope. And what happens is we go more toward the North Node around this period of time, approximately around age 30. And around the second half of our lives, we begin to emphasize the North Node, while not necessarily eradicating the South Node completely, but merely integrating it to some degree with the North Node. So anyway, the first thing I look at, the South Node, in the ninth house, it's where perhaps we begin to see our philosophies maybe being a little bit redundant. Maybe what we've done was we may feel we've been, I'm not going to say we, but the people that have this placement may feel that they were somewhat proficient at maybe indoctrinating others with their beliefs. This person may look at things, well, maybe sometimes with a black and white philosophy, so to speak. And the thing is, where some of their philosophies and their ideas and their ideas or their thoughts on religion may have been, they may actually have been very good, they may have been accurate, but there may have been some things where maybe maybe certain things weren't always 100% correct in what they were saying in some of their beliefs, or it's just a simple fact that maybe they should have maybe be a little bit more open-minded and not just necessarily think that it's kind of like their way or the highway, because there are other opinions to consider, and there's other beliefs, there's other viewpoints where someone can look at. And this is something where perhaps this person has traveled abroad and meandered and gone to maybe even foreign countries, done a lot of traveling, talk to people about their thoughts, their ideas, perhaps regarding religion, perhaps regarding philosophy and maybe foreign cultures. And this could be something where this person looks at things and says, well, this sounds good, I sound very profound, this has to be right. This could even be a person that might, on occasion, I'm not saying for everybody, with some people, maybe in some isolated cases, where this person might add a little bit to what they're saying in order to sound maybe like their knowledge is proficient in a certain area, just to be competitive with whoever it is they're talking to, or perhaps just to win a debate, where it's not necessary to always do that. Sometimes it's just about acknowledging that you don't have all the answers, and not everything that maybe that you're saying is going to be 100% veracious or accurate, and that sometimes it's just about listening to the other person. When we look at this placement, this could be something where when this person hits around age 30, this becomes kind of a redundant or monotonous kind of thing, where maybe they say, well, I've gone around, I've talked to a lot of people, and I basically I may have tried it, may have indoctrinated or tried to a lot of beliefs into others and talk to people about my ideas. Maybe it's time I get a little bit more of a fresh outlook, and this doesn't mean necessarily that the person needs to eradicate their beliefs completely, but maybe perhaps incorporate someone else's viewpoints a little more into their own, at least to some degree. And we go to the North Node in the third house. This is connected with our general, like our neighborhood and our little community around us, and short journeys. And perhaps this is about getting back to our own community and the person's community, I should say, and listening to some of the people that maybe they even grew up with, some of their contemporaries, and talking to them, things that maybe that they learned, maybe revisiting some of the things they learned in their early education, and thus applying that to maybe something later on, like as far as I guess you could say the higher education or college. Now, this isn't to say that people with displacement aren't going to be in college in the earlier part of their life when they're like 20, when they're like 18 or 19 or whatever. It just means that maybe this person may have to kind of go back kind of to talk to maybe some people that they grew up with, they went to school with, and maybe by conversing with them, they might be able to apply some of these things into what would be in their higher education and become even more maybe more proficient in their studies, maybe to some degree. Maybe this helps them out in being even better scholastically, assuming if they've already had college, if they've already been in college at the very early part of their life, say like 18, 19, 20 years old or whatever, and gotten a degree or whatever has happened with them. So this is just something where this person may need to just kind of maybe sometimes it's swallowing the pride and saying that I don't know everything, I'm not perfect, I'm not infallible, and just saying that maybe this person can apply their reasoning, their ability for abstract thoughts, concepts, and maybe inject this into the third house thing where they can maybe apply it into like being perhaps broadcasting, writing, or maybe teaching something, and being able to verbalize more what, in the way that maybe they really need to, by thus incorporating some ideas that maybe other opinions and other beliefs from others as well into what they're saying, and it's not just a one-sided affair where they're just talking about what they believe they know, and they're able to utilize some profound thoughts from some of their contemporaries that they perhaps they grew up with in their early education. And perhaps by going on their short journeys in their community and getting back with some of the people that they knew there. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the South Node in the 9th house in the natal horoscope. And stay tuned next time where I'll be dissertating and talking about the South Node in the 10th house in the natal horoscope. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because a person, astrologically, is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.